Hello, my name is Sabyasachi Gangopadhyay. This is the first video in the series of videos which I have planned. I have named this series Beyond Tolerance Towards Unity. This being the first video in the series, I owe to you an explanation as to why I am doing this. The theme of this video is who and why. Who am I and why this video? Before I start, I would like to point out what you read on the screen at the very beginning. I am going to discuss sensitive issues. Within my rights granted to me by the Constitution of India and the general principle of freedom of expression. But we are all aware that there are people, there are friends who are averse to such discussions. And if you are among them, if you feel that your religious sentiments can be hurt if I take a dispassionate view of your religion or any religion for that matter, please don't watch this further. Do not subscribe to this series. But if you are among those, like me, who are willing to discuss any subject under the sun within parliamentary limits, using parliamentary language, I believe that nobody is beyond question, especially philosophies, theologies, and personalities. So if you are with me, please watch, please subscribe, please talk to others about this video, please promote in whatever way you can, and please give me your feedback, your suggestion, etc. And if you are not among us, if you are sensitive about religious discussions, please do not watch. Okay. That's the preamble, you can call it. Okay, now what I am coming to is that let me tell you that I am shooting this video in a house. It is not a studio. I am shooting late at night to avoid traffic noise on the road just outside this flat. Yet there will be an occasional vehicle passing by and you may hear some noise. Please bear with me. Now, who am I? I am not somebody with a grand biodata or curriculum vitae to talk about. And even if there is something, I don't need to really tell you about it because it is not relevant to the theme of this video. I am not a scholar. Is it possible to know any subject in its entirety? So when I say that I am not a scholar, I do feel flattered sometimes when I see scholars, formal scholars, referring to my writings or including some comment of mine in their books or some paper which I have written in their bibliography. That flatters me, but I am not a scholar. I believe that we learn not just by reading, but by R&D, by research. We read for ideas, for certain concepts. And given the internet, given this time and era, knowledge and information is at the click of a mouse. So one doesn't have to really read tomes of literature from cover to cover. Even a lifetime will not be sufficient to really grasp any subject in its entirety. But I can tell you that I have been reading, discussing, debating on matters of religion, on religions and their history and their contemporary affairs for about 15 years now. I was brought up with the education that religion is something personal to you, it's between me and my Creator. It is not a matter of public discourse, a public advice. Me and my God, if you use the word God. I grew up into my 40s with this conviction. I used to tell my younger generation, and I even tell them now, that it is rather bad manners to ask anybody, what is your religion? It's none of anybody's business. So I grew up into my 40s. Then something happened that made me interested in Hinduism. I come from a so-called Hindu family, so-called because we were never really given any religious indoctrination at home. Religious ceremonies were like social events for us. Not only Hindu religions, all religions. I went to a Christian missionary school, and in fact the first God I heard of was Jesus. Not Krishna or Vishnu, but Jesus Christ. And I grew up with the conviction that all paths, all religions lead to the same God. It is futile to argue over religion. But when I was, as I said, I grew up to my 40s without being very particular about any religion. But something happened that I got interested in Hinduism, and I read a lot for about 10 years. Read and talked and discussed and traveled. Yet religion was personal to me. I never went around talking about Hinduism. Now when I was in my late 40s or early 50s, I bumped into an old friend of mine, friend and colleague, on the online social media, Facebook. I sent him a friend request. He readily accepted it, obviously, because we are real life friends too. And he is a political journalist. He is a very senior journalist. And since he is a political journalist, we used to discuss politics. It so happened that one of his friends, one of his childhood friends, on Facebook threw a bombshell at me, asking me why am I a Hindu and not a Muslim. I asked him, why should I be a Muslim? And he started telling me all the good things about Islam, and in fact everything about Islam is good. But I told him that if God wanted me to be a Muslim, He would have given me birth in a Muslim family. 99% of people today identify themselves with a certain religion because they were born in the religion. They did not really study and choose. So it is futile to ask anybody to change religion. He said, no, you are going to hell. I said, and anyway, the debate continued. In the meantime, another friend of his came in with the same story. He even I felt that he even threatened me. I felt nervous. Is my life at risk? Because I said something about the Mughal rule of India, which I don't really have a good opinion of. He said it's an insult to his religion. I said, how is that an insult to your religion? The Mughal emperors of India were not representatives of your religion. They were politicians, they were rulers. Anyway, it went on and on, but that made me interested. I made more friends. I joined religion groups on the online social media, and I found that there is huge misunderstanding among religions, especially Hinduism. There are people who have not even interacted with a Hindu outside of India, and they have very funny opinions of Hindus. You drink cow urine, you eat cow dung, you are dirty people. Anyway, so it went on and on, but that made me interested. I got a lot of literature from such people, from friends, and I read Islam. I have been reading Islam for the past 5 years. In the meantime, somebody I know came and told me he has converted. I said, to which religion? from Hinduism to Christianity. I said, fine, but why? He said, in Hinduism he was confused. There are so many gods, which god to worship? And you worship cow, he's telling me, and they eat cow. The cow meat tastes very nice. How come you consider cow as your god when they kill your cow and they eat it? You are stupid. You also become a Christian. I said, okay, thank you. But the reason which he gave me, that he became a Christian because he was confused about which god to worship, shows how much ignorance about Hinduism is prevalent in Hindu society, let alone the Abrahamic faith societies. So with this 15 years, 10 years of reading Hindu text, or rather not reading and understanding and debating, basically understanding Hinduism, making effort to understand Hinduism, and 5 years of making efforts to understand Islam and the other Abrahamic religions, but especially Islam, because that is the most aggressively promoted religion. I feel now there is something in my head which I want to share. I think I'll be failing in my moral duty if I don't share it, and if I die without sharing it. Hence this video series. Beyond tolerance, into unity, or rather towards unity. Tolerance has not worked really. 1,400 or 1,500 years history tells us that tolerance is not working. So we have to think of unity now. And Hinduism provides the path to unity. So I am convinced, and I will share with you why I think so. I want to keep this video within 15 minutes, so I must wrap up fast, though I have a lot to say now. Before I conclude, ideally I am a former journalist. I was a journalist for most of my life, and we follow this inverted pyramid structure of narrating. That is, start on a broad basis and then taper down to specifics. But if I follow that professional writing or professional communication principle, then I will not be able to come to the burning issues, to the burning questions that we are hearing all the time nowadays in the media and also in interactions in real life. So I will compromise on the professional principle of communication via the inverted pyramid structure and come to some specifics. And my next video will be on an issue which is being discussed widely in India and India-aware people outside of India, and that subject is cow. Is cow our mother? Is cow mother? And if mother, is she God too? This will be my topic in the next video. Please subscribe if you are interested. Please tell others who may be interested. If you are not interested, please don't watch this video because you won't like it. That's enough for now. Thank you.